Guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm Jennifer Zhou, the managing editor of TechOrange, and we focus on industry innovations, entrepreneurship, both globally and locally. Recently, we spotted some interesting trends about Taiwanese startups, and then we realized now Taiwan is at a very critical place to accelerate its innovative momentum. So we invite industry experts and professionals to join us in this forum and discuss the importance of entrepreneurship. The first speaker I want to introduce is Microsoft. You know, Microsoft used to be a startup back in 1975. At that time, Bill Gates quitted Harvard University for this company. And now everyone knows that Microsoft has dominated the PC market and also marching into the cloud industries. Even though Microsoft is a global company now, they still have a dream about startups. They recently found out a program called Microsoft for Startups to help more founders to build their markets and also the strategies. So I'm going to invite Andrew Liu from Microsoft to share their program and also their insights. Let's welcome him to the stage.
Hello, 我是 Andrew. I'm currently working in Microsoft as partner development lead, and meanwhile, I'm also the chairman of Microsoft Star Program here in Taiwan this year. This is my third year being involved in Microsoft Star Program, and I do appreciate to have this chance to share with you what's Microsoft's strategy in startups. So, as what mentioned, Microsoft as a global software company, what's the connection with startups? Let's get back to Microsoft's mission. Microsoft's mission is to empower every person, every organization on the planet to achieve more. Of course, the people and the organization here is not only limited to the enterprise customer, but also covering middle and the small company, of course, also includes startups. Before we say we are empowering people, we have to know what people is doing and what their priorities. Previously, culture in Microsoft is to know it all, because we educate our client, our customer, how to utilize our modern workplace application like Windows Office to achieve more. However, turn into the cloud, we have to know and learn from people about the industry and the domain. Then we are able to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. So again, the people and the organization here is not limited to enterprise. That's the initiative for Microsoft to develop the Star platform to do the acceleration. Let me quote from Microsoft CEO Satya. He said, "Our industry does not respect tradition. It only respects innovation. As one of the public cloud providers, we are dedicated to enable innovation. And the innovation here, not only limited to Microsoft native application like Windows, Office, Azure, Teams. It's not limited to our own applications, but also to any application to deliver the impact, to do something good to this society." Of course, startup is the critical one to initiate the innovation. So that's the reason why Microsoft to initiate the STAR program globally, of course, also including Taiwan. So what does Microsoft STAR program could help? I believe the beauty of Microsoft STAR program is to speed up the development and the goal startup with access to expert guideline. Yes, the key is to do the acceleration, but how? In Microsoft Star program, of course, firstly, we will provide technical guidance. The Microsoft is to offer the one-on-one technical advisory section and the technical assistance anytime to help staff to overcome the roadblocks and to build up every stage. Of course, Microsoft also offers the public cloud platform, Azure, to lower the finance bar for staff to enter this market. We also leverage this program to provide technical guidance for acceleration, make time and cost efficient. Secondly, we also help staff to broaden their network and connection. The Microsoft Mentor Network gives staff access to the expert feedback and advice on a topic ranging from your product roadmap to your go-to-market strategy. And we also personalize the training and the content. We will discuss with the staff and we design and tailor-made the training according to staff's business model and roadmap. Microsoft is able to tailor the learning paths, content, and develop the event to align with staff progress to make them move to the next stage, no matter where your starting point is. And finally, we also offer the platform for startup to be ready for scale business. We talk to a lot of startups. Scale is one of the key factors for startups. And please be reminded, security is also the job zero. Startups could take advantage on Microsoft Public Cloud Platform, Azure, which is the most secured and compliant cloud platform trusted by organizations like small and large companies, including 95% of Fortune 500 companies in the world. Even more, staff could expect opportunity to grow the business and sell the solution through Microsoft channel, and we will do the go-to-market. We will develop the go-to-market strategy with staff. So, what we have been achieved so far. Let me share with you what we achieved for the, as I mentioned, this year is our third year for Microsoft program in Taiwan. What we have been achieved for the first 2 years, we select 32 startup companies from over 255 applications. Of course, the first step is to support this startup to well utilize Microsoft platform like Azure for scale business, not only for fast deployment. Meanwhile, we also invite our internal sales team and the marketing team to have the one-on-one section with this staff for go-to-market plan based on the market insight we foresee. Even more, we promote this staff in specific events like Microsoft CIO Day. In Microsoft CIO Day, we promote this startup in front of our CIO customers. And we have the regular summit and to bridge this startup with Microsoft enterprise customers for business engagement. The result was amazing. Couple startups raised the next round with total over $10 million while this program period. You could find these startups leverage modern technologies like AI, AR, VR, MR, IoT, blockchain, and etc. And Microsoft Star program support to lower the bar to access these technologies, and also offer the consulting service to enhance the go-to-market plan, even bridge the opportunity between this startup and our enterprise customers. In year 2019, we are honored to be ranked as the top 3 of the most favorite accelerator in Taiwan. Here, I would like to emphasize the unique value of micro-startup program. Again, we are not only to accelerating startups, but also taking startups as our Microsoft ISP partner to co-sell with through Microsoft partner ecosystem and the worldwide sales channel. Let me share with you 3 outstanding startups from Microsoft Startup Program for the first 2 years. The first one is AcuHit. AcuHit is a MarTech solutions on Azure. And WishingSoft. WishingSoft is a platform for environment, safety, health, SaaS model on Azure. And Genomics is the enterprise-level genomics bio-IT solutions on Azure. Through the support of Microsoft, these 3 startups won some lighthouse case through Microsoft connection. And they are going to proliferate their lighthouse win for scale business to do the global scaling. Their solutions have been tagged as IP co-sale ready solutions on Microsoft Marketplace. It means these 3 startups could be transformed from startup to Microsoft partner and have the IP solution ready solution on Azure Marketplace so that Microsoft could leverage our partner ecosystem and the global sales channel to sell their solution globally, not limited to Taiwan. I think this is the unique value which Microsoft Startup Program could offer to our startups here in Taiwan. Back to Microsoft Startup Program this year. This year is the 3rd year for Microsoft Startup Program here in Taiwan. And this is also the first year we broaden our momentum to southern of Taiwan in Kaohsiung this year. This is my pleasure to share with you. We are going to have the public release to announce the startup company being selected this year. This PR will be early of June. So let me keep some confidential information to be announced there. However, I am able to share with you the majority of these startups are featured with the data-driven, AI-enabled, and bring value to the vertical, including manufacturing, healthcare, agriculture, ESG, and education, and of course, sustainability. With no doubt, we will continue to leverage this program to allocate Microsoft resources to help local startups to go big and go global. Thank you. That's my sharing.
Thank you for Andrew's sharing. So leveraging the resource from a big company like Microsoft is one of a very key elements. The other one is to expanding into international collaborations and markets. It's also another one key to success. So French startup scene is picking up massive momentum. La French Tech connects startups, investors, policymakers, and community builders all over the world. It links Taiwan and French startup scenes together and helps funders to march into the international market. So let's welcome the co-president of La French Tech Taiwan, Ms. Lin, to give her a presentation. Let's welcome her.
Good afternoon, everyone. Tatia, Owen. So I'm Laetitia Lim, co-president of French Tech Taiwan, and thanks a lot for the TechOrange team for inviting us today. So, like Jennifer said, French Tech actually was launched back to 2014 by the Ministry of Economy, and it was actually a brand that was launched, an initiative to help French entrepreneurs wherever they are in the world to actually gather together. And actually it went viral because since then, I'm going to share with you the key figures of French tech. So I'm sure that all of you know the brands like L'Oréal, LVMH, the cheese and wine, but maybe you don't know about French tech. So I think that hopefully today, after my presentation, you'll find out that France actually is also rich of startups and technology companies. So today, La French Tech, it's about 22,000 startups, 26 unicorn, so worth more than $1 billion US each. In this ecosystem, we talk about more than 4,000 corporates, hundreds of VC investing, putting money in the ecosystem. In terms of jobs, because that's also very important, because startups are actually the company, our future. So today it's about 1 million jobs in total that all the startups are providing. And last but not least, you see the map here. There is today 120 French tech communities around the world. So each cities, major cities from east to west have actually French tech communities that you can come and knock at the door and ask, whatever you want to know about the French tech ecosystem. And here is our President Macron. And just back to actually September 2019, he set as an objective to get 25 unicorns by 2025. At that time, there was only 5. So when he set that objective, everybody was just saying, yeah, that's a president, the politician setting objective. But actually, we reached 26, 3 years in advance. So already, actually, early Jan 2022, there was 26. So we are already above the target. And he didn't want to rest, so he set a new one. So now the target is 100 billion. So yes, it's not the wrong typing, okay? It's not too much zero. The target is really to get 10 companies at the European level worth above 100 billion euro. And the target is by 2030. And that is the new one that he set actually mid of last year for the whole French tech community. So last year, actually, despite COVID-19, the French tech ecosystem has been very resilient. So that was really also a very great news for all of us because we didn't know, until you face the challenge, you don't know. So we were really scared all together to actually have, because startup, when they start, they don't have turnover, they don't even have clients, they don't even have product for some of them. So we were really, really worried about most of the 22,000 to suffer a lot. And actually, 2021 was a record year because you see the money raised. So actually, last year, the money raised was about 5 billion euro. And in 2020, in the middle of COVID, and actually last year, it went more than double to 11.4 billion euro of money raised. And when you see, actually, the interesting things is the color, the orange color here, so orange and red, because they are actually transactions above 100 million euro each. And you see before, at the early stage of French tech, actually, the startup could not raise in one round, hundreds of millions of euro like actually, a startup do in US. But since the last year, it's something that is really getting traction. And the last one is actually our famous one is Sora, which is an NFT gaming platform for the fans of soccer game, football. And actually they raised almost €500 million in one transaction last year. So France now has become the second biggest country in Europe for VC raised after UK and in front of Germany. Now there's still a lot to do because all those actually startups is still only accumulating 7 billion sales turnover, all in all, and just 1% of the GDP of France. So still a huge potential of growth behind. This is actually an overview of the major French tech champion. So you see plenty of verticals there. It goes from retail marketplace to health tech, biotech, medtech, and fintech. So those are the three verticals where most of the money got raised, okay, last year. But you see that it's really diversified in terms of industry, and all those champions are actually listed into different index. French Tech Next 40, which are the top 40 French Tech 120, so the top 120, and Green Tech, which is a new focus that French Tech as a whole want, is to make tech for good. So technology, not for technology, but technology to improve people's life. And the very interesting, I think, metrics to share is that today, in France, 53%, so more than one people out of two in France have been using regularly, so every month, one of the solutions provided by those tech champions. So those companies are getting into people's life. So that's, I think, a sign of, getting sustainable and a sign of future growth. So this is a snapshot of the 26 unicorns that we have. And just want to say here that actually it's really covering different verticals again. It's very diversified. So the one that is the most valued today is actually the youngest one. Sorar is worth almost 4.5 billion euro right now, and was just created in 2018. So pretty young. But actually, on the contrary, you also have, OVH, who went IPO last year, who was created in 1999. So you can see there's really diversified a range of very young startups in hypergrowth and very strong pillars, okay? European pillars like OVH, who went IPO last year. But just to show you how diversified it is, you have Content Square, who is actually doing analytics online. And 50% of their sales is in US, so very global company now. You have Ledger in blockchain. You have Doctolib in digital health. You have Alan in InsurTech. So very, very diversified. Oh, thanks a lot. Yeah, I would prefer. Okay, good. I prefer. Thanks. Okay, so very, very diverse. And Voodoo in gaming. Okay, so really, really large portfolio of diversified startups. So how did the French Tech as a community manage to grow that ecosystem so successfully over the years? I think the first thing is because we invest in startups. So France, the Ministry of Economy, the private sectors in France, like I said, the VCs, the corporates, okay, all actually really believed in that back, I would say, 5 years ago, and really put a lot of money, into the ecosystem. So like I said, even during COVID, there was a 5 billion euro COVID plan by the government and the private sector, like the financial institution, to help support actually the startup with guaranteed loans, with bridge, for short-term, cash requirements. There's a lot of financial programs that has been designed by La French Tech and the Ministry of Economy in terms of tax credit for innovation, for research, for young, innovative enterprises to help startup get started. So huge amount of grants available. But not only, so the Ministry of Economy is also driving moving forward. So there was actually last year a plan launched named France 2030, so which is projecting actually, what will be France, in few years down the road, and of course, what will be the tech ecosystem in France few years down the road. And actually, in this plan, so it's not only for tech, but this plan has a heavy component of tech. And I think the interesting one is this one, is 15 billion euro for emerging companies. This means that the L'Oréal, the Total, the Air Liquide will not get access to that money. It's only new company who can become global. Actually, this fund will be actually focusing on the new scale-ups. So that's showing the government, a will to actually really push those new champions for tomorrow. And also, I think another one to be noticed is the deep tech and industrial, because actually the French government is also encouraging startups to come to France, create jobs, okay, in France. So having their production in France. And the last initiative actually was led by France for Europe. It was last year, is a Scale Up Europe. So it's France who actually went to talk to Germany, to talk to Italy, etc., to tell them, hey, we should actually view Europe as a common market. Each country standalone is not as sizable as US or China. So we should put ourselves together to help our startup in Europe to actually win Europe first and win, the rest of the world afterwards. So that's where actually the goals was set for the 100 billion companies, and also actually money, so European funds, So all the countries will put themselves together to actually share, each of them 1 billion euro into a European fund to help actually the European startup to grow faster. The second reason and second focus for French tech worldwide is the talent. Okay, because when you're in hyper growth, of course you need talents, because you cannot grow without talents, wherever you are, in France, of course, but overseas as well. So that actually is a major bottleneck today for the French tech ecosystem. Look for the right talent and tap into the international pool of talent. So there's a lot of programs to encourage and facilitate international talent around the world, Taiwanese, of course, to go to France or to work somewhere for a French startup in Taiwan, in Asia, in US, etc. So that's really a focus as well. So to do that, how to help the international talent to come and work in the French tech ecosystem, in France or somewhere else. Actually, we need to facilitate the visa. The visa is really something very important. It's really painful for, talent when they want to go, somewhere, they have no clue where to start, where they have the family, they have no clue, how about the wife, the kids, where is the school, where can I stay, etc. So there is basically a fast-track scheme for employees, founders also, and investors to come to France, and basically for them and their family. So there's basically this program and a lot of a guide available for free. And just, to compare, because each country have their startup, visa type of program. Now, why is this one different? I would say for a few reasons. One is it's diploma agnostic. It's French. So French is the country of philosopher, So it's diploma agnostic, meaning that we don't look at your resume. So you could be, a geek, learn by yourself, but you're actually working, not at all graduated from whatever tech university, you can apply if your employee, the company is applying for you. So it's really, with the will to be very inclusive. And I think the second one is free. So, when you look at US, actually, a visa, if I remember, H1, I forget B5, whatever, it's $5,000 to do one. So here, the visa is free, and of course there's processing, but it's like 300 euro. But it doesn't cost you thousands of dollars for you and your family to settle down. So I think that's the key differentiator here. And the second thing is, France always care about, diversity inclusion really is an issue. Is an issue not only in France for the tech ecosystem everywhere in the world, but France really, at La French Tech, it has become something really important for us last year, and we have programs dedicated for that. So meaning that when you come from, a lower social background, you don't access to, all the network from, Harvard or whatever, because you didn't have the chance to go to those schools. So actually there's programs to help you in terms of mentoring, in terms of founding, and also in terms of training, because you don't know how to do business plan. You don't know how to pitch. You don't know how to do, a one-pager or teaser for your startup. So there is actually a specific program called French Tech Tremplin, which is really dedicated for those people. Okay. So talent. The third one and last one is market reach. So we were discussing about, when you are successful in your local market, how do you scale, right? So you need to go global very fast. And I think Microsoft, also mentioned about, the key of the game is how do you scale? And to scale, you have to think global, act local, but think global. So market reach is really one of the focus we have also at La French Tech. So how do we do that? First, we know when we have 22,000 startups, and we know that, some of them will die, definitely along the road. Some of them don't even have a product, they have a concept. So how do we know, as an administration, in French Tech community, in the Ministry of Economy, how do we know who we need to bet on? So nobody is expert, nobody is VC and know how to judge every single startup. So we need to have a list of basically who are the champions that everybody in the French Tech, in Paris, in France, overseas, are going to help specially. So we come out with those lists of 120 and 40 and scale up. Those are the name of the companies that are the most promising companies because they grow as fast. They're the fastest growers. They raise, more than $100 million so far. So those are the ones that will get privilege because they have more chance to scale. So what are the privilege? They have basically access to specific program by the government and all the partners and the different entities, association linked with government, like French Tech, to help them actually to gain visibility, so in terms of marketing. So whenever we go to CS or Vivatech or whatever, they have a special marketing actually activities for them. A lot of services in a different French administration, if they want to hire people, if they want to go international in a country, if they want to access money, all those is facilitated for them. Okay, and also like it even go beyond that, because startups are innovating, and sometimes, or most of the times, or many times I would say, regulation doesn't go as fast as the innovation. So what the government is trying to do now is actually they are listening to those big startups about where are the gaps in terms of regulations, and regulators are trying to either put sandbox or easy actually some regulation to let them try a new product, a new services, and they are adjusting back the regulation. So it's really now getting into people's mindset in the government and in the regulators, that they should also innovate, and for that they need to allow some things that was not allowed before to be able to be done and tested. So that also really a mindset shift in France in the past few years. And the last one is the community. So really 120 communities. In Asia, there's 14. So there's one in Taiwan that you can find in Japan, in Korea, etc. And I think that's actually the power of this community. It's because it's really people who are entrepreneurs. So when, like in Taiwan, as a co-president, actually I received phone call very easily of like a French entrepreneur. He was in New York. Now he's flying back to Taiwan, and the first thing he do is just calling us. I got some fellows from China. The first thing they do when they come here is call, French tech people, because it's one way to get into a country. So that community has this power, this informal power of connecting people and helping people, to land somewhere that they don't know. So now when I look at, so I've done with the French Tech overall. Now let's look at French Tech Taiwan. So we are one of the 120 communities, and we actually started pretty early. So we were, if I remember, the second community overseas out of France to be certified by the government, the Ministry of Economy, as the official community. And our job and our mission, I would say, is to connect Taiwan and French tech ecosystem. So no matter we talk about market reach, talent, we mention also invest. So that's basically what we've been trying to do since 2016. So we are a team, of volunteers with all entrepreneurs, okay, who are actually CEO or started companies in Taiwan or other countries before coming to Taiwan. And of course, we have a network that of partners that whenever we do event, whenever we do, whatever initiatives, then we can tap into those networks. And we have an office, thanks to the MOST, so Ministry of Science and Technology, who's been very supportive of French tech since the beginning at Xiaojudan. So our team is basically, so we have executive people, board members, but we have plenty of volunteer experts in blockchain, in AI, in data, in digital, in IoT, and whenever we do an initiative, they are the one actually leading the initiative. So I think the power of volunteers is the power of being passionate and actually of doing things that you love to do. So I would say what drives us is that. So it's a bit unstructured, but it's really, people who are interested in something, they are coming and they say, I want to do an initiative on that. So at least we have the guarantee that they are passionate about what they want to do. And we have also corporate sponsors. So all the French multinationals that you know here, L'Oréal, Safran, Decathlon, they are actually our sponsors, because we are a non-profit association, so they are the one that giving us fund to be able to run our initiatives. And we have also institutional partners like, the French office, the Chamber of Commerce, Business France, and like I said, the MOS, who's been really, supportive of us from day one. So I give you an example of our initiative. So what do? We facilitate, we connect, and we share. So we do that with different type of events, okay, to basically help, to shed light between France and Taiwan on invest, talents, market reach, and open innovation. So I'll give you some example about what we do in WeConnect. For example, we worked with Taiwan, so last year, and they wanted to invest in French startup in semiconductor. And they didn't know that actually France is a country where you can find interesting startup in semiconductor. So actually the brief was very clear. It's basically a startup that have raised already 10 million US dollar. So not early stage, but a pretty mature startup. And then we actually introduced them 10 startups. So we introduced to all those corporate VC from Intel, TSMC, ARM, etc., who was present for this event. And then they had discussion about, investing into those French startups. Another example is Chai Science Park, where they are setting this Chai Science Park for UAV. And basically, they wanted to have French tech there and to try to connect the French tech ecosystem with Chai ecosystem. So we also actually had an MOU with them. French Tech Night is more on the networking side, where there's hundreds of people coming from Taiwan and France to actually get to know each other and have a nice glass of wine. And the last one we're going to do is Vivatech. So I don't know if you know, but Vivatech is the #1 startup event in Europe. So everybody is going there. It's happening in Paris. And basically, we are helping a 31 Taiwanese startup that has been chosen by the MOST. And there's a delegation from E3 and TTA who will go there, and we are helping them to actually meet people in Station F, meet people in the French Tech headquarters, and other companies, French companies that are present in Vivatech, and that those startups, because they are working in those fields like clean energy, medtech, biotech, would be interested to meet. Okay. So the second, what we do is we reach out to talent. So I mentioned talent. So we actually got sponsored by the French government to do a job board. So it's a platform for free. There's 20,000 jobs available in 130 cities around the world. So it's job of all the French startups around the world, and you can apply to the job through that platform. Okay, so again, that is basically helping, French startup to be visible in France and outside of France and to go after the international talent pool available. We also do actually webinars and podcasts to actually introduce those startups. Like this one is one of the next 40, so the top 40 ones. So because, in Taiwan, nobody knows them. So we do actually webinars and having their managing director of Asia Pacific coming and then explaining what's the culture like in the company, what kind of people they look for so that Taiwanese talent can actually feel interested by the jobs. And we also actually do some, job fairs to actually introduce, those jobs opportunity. Our open innovation programs is also actually something we've been doing to actually connect and share best practices between France and Taiwan in terms of technology. So we do that, in many areas. So this example, like we did Sport Tech Demo Day for Decathlon, where actually we introduced 8 startup from Taiwan, and they actually having B2B conversation with Decathlon, because Decathlon has a factory in Taichung, and they are looking for a co-creation of products in smart textile, yoga mat, surfing board. So we've been introducing them actually Taiwanese startup for them to have a business discussion with them. Early Kid, so one of our open innovation, invested $200 million in Taiwan to build a factory for smart hydrogen. So actually, we also ran an event on that. Sanofi actually invested into a Taiwanese startup to launch their first digital app on to control insulin. So we also helped them actually to connect. FinTech, we did the FinTech roundtable as well last year with, not only French banks, but also Huanan was there. ST Microelectronics actually launched a chip for edge computing. And we actually, they wanted to have developers to use their new chip to develop applications. So we run 2 days of workshop where we invite Taiwanese developers to come and use their latest chip to actually develop applications. And the recent one was about carbon decarbonization, where we have, corporate startups from France and Taiwan sharing about, their approach on decarbonization. The last topic is the diversity and inclusion is also something that we care very much. Like I told you, French Tech president worldwide is a woman. Used to be a woman and is still a woman. So it's really something that actually we are pushing in the different countries where we are. And in Taiwan, we're also trying to do so, joining a lot of events, celebrating, International Women's Day, combining actually women from tech and non-tech background. So I'm done. So if you want to know more, welcome either to come to see me or you can scan the QR code. This one is our website. This one is the jobs at La French Tech. And welcome to meet us at Taiwan Tech Arena and to chat more about Taiwan and France ecosystem. Thank you.
Thank you, Laetitia, for your presentation. Now we know France has a very mature ecosystem and it doesn't really start from scratch. It connects all the elements together. So when we talk about building up a startup ecosystem, the foundation actually matters. It takes more than just VC investors and entrepreneurs to make it work. Innovative idea can only turn into actions within a system that is built to nurture them. So, what is a startup ecosystem and how to build one is a very critical issue for every country. So I'm going to invite President of TechOrange, Tai. He will share his experiences and thoughts. Let's welcome him.
Okay, good afternoon. And I think compared to French, we have lots to learn, and definitely we have lots of things to do. So today my topic is spurring Taiwan's innovation ecosystem to a faster growth, and I'm Tai. And I think let's talk about the essential questions. Does Taiwan need innovation, and why? I know it's a fundamental question, but after my sharing, I thought you will see what I observed in Taiwan in the past few years. First thing first, you can ask yourself, can we not have innovation? Can Taiwan survive from the global competition without innovation? The concept of innovation is to go forward and beyond what we have now. It is considered as a major force in economy development. Innovation and entrepreneurship are crucial for long-term economy development. Over the years, Americans' well-being has been furthered by science and technology. For example, fears set off by the Soviet Union's 1957 launch of its Sputnik satellite initiated a wave of U.S. government investment in science, engineering, aerospace, and technology. Both public and private sector created jobs, built industries, fueled innovation, and propelled the U.S. to leadership in a number of different fields. Nathan Rosenberg, professor of economics, Stanford University once commented on innovation and explained why working harder doesn't equal to increase of productivity. He said, in the most fundamental sense, there are only two ways of increasing the output of the economy. One, you can increase the number of inputs that go into the productive process. That means we need more people in our country. And second, if you are clever, you can think of new ways in which you can get more output from the same number of input. It is commonly believed by economists that startups are a key source of job growth, innovation, and economic resilience. A reversal of the trend could contribute to a more dynamic, productive economy that could more easily rebound from future recessions. I pulled some of the most forward-leading ecosystem worldwide. This is the data from a pioneer consulting company startup Genome. Let's look at Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley ecosystem valued $1,029 billion US. Despite an outflux of some talent due to the high cost and pandemic-related remote work, Silicon Valley is still home to an estimated 40,000 startups and 1,000 VCs firms, as well as many iconic tech companies. If we see London, the UK capital startup ecosystem is by far the largest in Europe. with a total value of 142.7 billion. Of course, Paris is the second large. And if we see Singapore and Shanghai, it comes to 22.5 billion and 157 billion respectively. In the meanwhile, I also dug into whether Taiwan has similar statistics, but unfortunately, we don't have any kind of statistics. I also compared the VC funding number in the same area in 2021. The Bay Area tops the VC funding that comes to 100 billion US dollars. London has the top funding in the European area to 26 billion, which was doubled up since 2020. And Southeast Asia is also a very vibrating ecosystem that drove 257 billion VC funding in a whole year. However, in Taiwan, we only attract 800 million in funding. Compared to a previous about 3 years, the growth is only 37.5%. It's sad. After asking ourselves whether Taiwan needs innovation as a major economic force, next, we should ask ourselves, can Taiwan risk failing behind its competitors? Given the fact that TSMC is the major economic driver of Taiwan GDP, the company's revenue took up 7.35% of Taiwan GDP in 2021. Among 23.5 million people, TSMC employs 56,831 of them, not even 1% of the population. A Washington think tank, Brookings Institute, released a reporting directly point out Taiwan's continued success requires economic diversification of product and markets. For Taiwan's success story to be sustainable, Taiwan must retain its leadership position in semiconductors, diversify its economy so that a broader segment of society enjoys its success, strengthen its relations with more economy partners. Due to semiconductor success, Taiwan has survived from the mid-wage gap challenge in the 80s and transformed into one of the most leading countries in Asia. However, now we are trapped in the high wage gap with sky-high housing prices, inflation, and weakening domestic demand economy. That is why Taiwan's startup ecosystem is on an upward trajectory, gaining recognition and achieving good performances in the international arena. We are only in the beginning with so many yet to be done. We need a systematic strategy to make it work. Systematic innovation is innovation resulting from an international and organized process to evaluate opportunities to introduce change based on the definition provided by Peter Drucker. The sources of innovation may be internal or external to the enterprise. I think in Taiwan, we really need to establish a systematic strategy as soon as possible, and we can catch up the achievement which French has achieved right now and today. Oops. Okay, I think thank you for joining me today. Thank you.
Thank you, President Tai, for your sharing. And now we know there's still a lot of things for Taiwan to do to build up its own ecosystem. And following, I'm going to introduce MaiCoin, the leading Taiwanese crypto exchange where you can buy and sell your digital assets. Lately, MaiCoin has launched a one-stop NFT store creator solution, Qubit, created by its blockchain technology. And now they're building their own NFT marketplace, realizing a Web3 economy. So we interviewed Qubit's head of product, Chen. He will share his goals and solutions through the following video.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hao, the head of product at Army, under the MaiCoin group. Over the years, my team has developed a range of successful products, including those seen in MaiCoin and Mass App. Currently, we are focused on creating a new product line called Qubit, with several product offerings. Qubit creators support enterprise in issuing their own NFT. Also, Qubit Wallet and the Qubit Pass are user-based, aiming to provide a better user experience and lower the entry barrier to the metaverse. Before jumping into our topic today, allow me to introduce MaiCoin briefly. MaiCoin Group is a long-standing digital asset trading group here in Taiwan. Currently, we have two crypto business arms, MaiCoin Brokerage and the Mass Exchange. We are also the first exchange to cooperate with traditional banks to safeguard all customers via access under trust accounts. Besides, Armis is a blockchain tech company under the MaiCoin group, which focuses on the technology that bridge traditional and decentralized finance to popularize the blockchain. Lastly, we have MaiCapital, a Hong Kong hedge fund, and a physical store located in the center of Taipei, bringing the community into the virtual world of finance. Today's topic is reimagine how NFT leads to business growth. Lately, the NFT market has cooled down. That begs the question, is NFT simply a buzzword, or is it here to stay? Whether or not it will become practical or even profitable in the world of the business. Let's review some star projects in 2021. Many companies start exploring NFT, mostly testing the water to see what blockchain technology can offer. These corporations come from a wide range of industries, such as Coca-Cola, McDonald's, NBA, Nike, Adidas, and Disney, or even Time Magazine. First up is NBA Top Shot. In the past, sports-related NFT were nothing more than digitalized players' cards. However, NBA went up a notch and mint moments on blockchain and also rank them by reality. As game continues, the more exciting moments, the more business they generate. Nike, on the other hand, it aims to build its very own metaverse. That has created a virtual sport field called NikeLand, where one undoubtedly has to wear Nike. Therefore, Nike acquired Artifact, the forefront of digital fashion. So users can not only exercise in this field, but with fashionable footwear. And Adidas partnered with BAYC, which focus on integrating fashion into virtual reality. Those with limited NFT may receive exclusive items from Adidas. These successful brand campaigns all share the same key aspects, the value of art, symbolism, and privilege. Back in 2021, a lot of NFT were sold for astounding prices. It is safe to say, all of this hype began with the artwork. However, Profile Pics aka PFP took NFT to a bigger stage. CryptoPunks with 10,000 uniquely generated NFT was the first of its kind, which later on inspired other projects such as Ball App, Doodles, and Azuki. Some of these PFP come with exclusive rights, which work like a golf club membership. It allows you to attend certain offline social events, or meet with celebrities who are also on Ball App Yacht Club, such as NBA star Steve Curry and artist J. Cho. The combination of art and privilege in TFP has driven the value of NFT to its peak. Its trading volume is way more than other artwork NFT. At this point, you are wondering, is this another bubble waiting to burst? Despite its monthly trading volume dropping from 20 billion to 7 billion, the market value of 18 billion is still no small amount. As previously introduced, NFT is now seen in formats of art, collectibles, and exclusive pieces. With the rise of those applications, NFT will no longer present itself as a financial investment, but as practical products too. Currently, common NFT marketing tactics include airdropping or free minting NFT. This incentivizes customer loyalty. In addition, buyers of NFT can also be authorized to produce related products through NFT's unique ownership nature. The most popular tactic is to enrich the membership hierarchy through this insurance of super VIP tokens with exclusive access to certain products and services. In fact, NFT has a bigger role in the metaverse. It represents true ownership in a decentralized world, which is more than just a record in the database, but one's proof of assets and property ownership. If really there are many perks to NFT, what's keeping it away from further growth? That's because there are still many issues to be resolved for both consumers and enterprises. Blockchain is still an area with high entry barriers. One of the most common questions is, what is blockchain? The terms and the differences between Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polygon, and Solana are confusing, which makes the consensus mechanism even harder to explain. Applying for a crypto wallet also has its difficulties. The private keys or seed phrase represents the direct access to your digital assets. But guess what? The majority of wallet owners simply take a screenshot of their seed phrase or store it on their cloud drive. This increases the risk of being hacked. Besides, credit card payments are often not supported when buying NFT. This means clients will have to first have crypto assets like Ether from exchange to buy NFT, which requires long registration and a KYC process. We once reviewed a 15-step how to buy NFT instruction manual for dummies on Facebook. It shows how the process is difficult and foreign. According to statistics, only 10% of global internet users hold crypto. That means the rest 19% has little to zero experience or knowledge of crypto or blockchain. That said, the crypto market still have a lot of room for growth. However, the current blockchain infra is not ready for the developed consumer market. This keeps enterprises from investing more because the cost to educate customers is not justified. That is why a user-friendly wallet is a must for enterprises interested in the NFT market, and we have created a series of QB products. Here I will start with the QB wallet. Users can register with an existing social network in 30 seconds. With the TSS algorithm, users don't need to remember seed phrase or private key. Instead, simply log in with a familiar password at the same time on different devices. Perhaps you may ask, is the wallet centralized? Well, no. With TSS, it is still considered decentralized, as users still hold ownership of all their assets, which is no different from wallet like MetaMask. Let's move on to creator. Another key point is that It's not all about educating users. Issuing NFT itself is not a simple task. The most common question is about the cost and the benefit of issuing NFT. While there are many marketplaces listing and selling NFT, most of them are secondary markets like OpenSea. However, for enterprises, having their own website to manage brand image is very important. Self-developing from scratch or outsourcing to deploy a smart contract are two very costly options, and the latter also pose the risk of trading off quality. Looking at the development of Shopify, companies eventually prefer SaaS as a solution. This cost-effective solution without compromising on quality is a reasonable choice to issuing NFT in the future. One of the main functions of QB Creator is to help brands build marketplaces that differentiate their product tiers. For example, a merchant will prefer to sell products with limited edition on their own website. This creates room for customization and puts emphasis on its scarcity. The lower the cost, the better. QB Creators makes it easy to operate from the portal, whether it is to list, sell, or airdrop NFT for promotion. The know-hows are all taken care of, so enterprises don't have to be familiar with blockchain or the execution of smart contracts. This significantly reduces the cost of development. Also, to pay with fiat rather than crypto, users no longer have to own cryptocurrency to purchase NFT, but with a credit card or debit card, one can easier gain access to various NFT tools. Okay, so what type of applications should enterprises adopt first? Enterprises with famous IP should digitalize them and create their own metaverse collectibles. Many Gen Z or even millennials who has been used to YouTube, streaming music, or saving image of celebrities are more than willing to own digitalized collectibles. Those do not have to be strange. Brands often give collectibles to enhance relationship with customers. For loyal customers, collectibles are more than a JPEG or MP4, but ownership on the blockchain. It is unique and not something replicable, which I believe most NFT holders will agree. For name brands, it is best to strengthen brand loyalty by launching NFT with exclusive perks and SVIP services. In addition, combining the exclusiveness and the scarcity of NFT with PFP will help business fully integrate into Web3. With a solid base of loyal customers through the SVIP system, enterprises can improve their interactions with customers. For instance, catering services can invite their customers for tryouts, or singers can hold exclusive meetups. And what's interesting is that the SVIP memberships can be traded in the secondary market, which help reach a price consensus. NFT agility to help build a new business framework is where potential growth is. Imagine owning a famous painting or fine wine. You want to be protected and stored in a museum or cellar. Yeah, it will lose liquidity. What if you insist on keeping it at home and reselling it in the secondary market? You will need an appraiser to assess this monetary value for each resale, which will lead to high appraisal cost. By issuing NFT linking to the physical valuables, the art or wine can be safe-kept in the recognized and secure spot, whereas the issued NFT proof by blockchain can be traded on markets without a high appraisal cost. However, the customization of these memberships is limited to enterprises' own ecosystem. which are offered off-chain, despite the ownerships themselves being recorded on-chain. For instance, when users show their on-chain certificate to claim their off-chain rights, we will need proof. Unfortunately, verifying NFT holders is tricky. Not every company is capable of accessing blockchain data. Yet, screenshots of wallets are obviously forgeable. Hence, it is why we developed QB Pass to facilitate enterprises' verification process. With that said, QB Pass offers API verification and combines different wallets. Developers only need to enable APIs without knowledge of blockchain. Store managers can also verify NFT holders in person with QR code. In conclusion, we believe low-maintenance trust and self-sovereignty are naturally decided by human beings, regardless in the real or virtual world. This makes blockchain technology very promising, even though it is still at its early stage. In the future, we believe blockchain will become a part of everyone's daily life, just like using the internet. Similar to other technologies, such as web, cloud services, or AI technologies, we really are enjoying their benefits without understanding what they are. This is our vision for blockchain. Thank you for having me. I'm Hao from MaiCoin.
Okay, next we have Athena Chen, the consumer researcher and strategist at WGSN, a global leader in consumer insights and trends. She'll be introducing how consumers in Asia will be shopping throughout the year and beyond 2022, and the key actions and opportunities for startups and businesses to connect and engage with the future customers. Because Athena is currently based in the UK, so she will give her presentation through a video.
Hi everyone, thank you all for joining me today. I'm Athena, consumer researcher and strategist at WGSN, a global leader in consumer insights, data, and industry expertise on consumer trends. So today we'll be looking at how consumers in Asia will be living and shopping throughout the year and beyond 2022. And also we'll be looking at the key actions and opportunities for startups and businesses to connect with and engage with consumers in the future. So first of all, Asia Pacific has shifted into innovation mode after 2 years of navigating the pandemic. So in the digital sphere, specifically across consumers are now accessing digital government services, use of digital currency, and cross-border digital frameworks. And the region is expected to extend its lead over other regions in the coming year. Southeast Asia is now predicted to become a 1 trillion digital economy by 2030. And mobile is the driving force behind this digital commerce boom, with 63% of APAC's online shoppers now shopping solely from a mobile app, according to research by Checkout.com. Consumers in APAC are now expecting to make purchases when they want and how they want. And this means shoppers are transitioning seamlessly between online and offline for product research and purchasing, living a fully hybrid lifestyle. So startups and businesses need to ensure local relevant online payment options are available to build a streamlined online checkout experience for mobile shoppers, such as one-click mobile payment solutions that skip the need for adding credit card and shipping details. Adopting digital wallets will offer both sellers and shoppers more benefits and further push digital payments, which are now expected to account for 91% of e-commerce transactions by 2025. So on average, digital shoppers in APAC now browse across 7.9 online websites and platforms before making a purchase. So this means startups and businesses now need to offer a full product range, availability, convenience, and speed in customer service, and also offer comprehensive payment options to ensure consumers don't abandon their shopping carts in order to drive conversions. So take inspiration from Starbucks China, who updated its Starbucks Delivers program with more features to customize mobile orders and details, such as adjusting sugar and ice levels, and also implemented a new AI technology which automatically reallocates orders to other stores when products and ingredients are sold out to ensure orders can still be fulfilled. Brands and businesses now also need to adapt to the fluid shopping journeys of these digital shoppers who expect seamless shopping experiences that adjust to each individual shopper journey. Ensure all customer touchpoints are connected, whether it's in-store, in-app, or online. So shown here is Nike, who has launched this Rise retail concept and looks to curate a one-on-one personalized shopping journey that connects customers to sports, their communities, and one another. At Nike Rise Seoul in South Korea, shown here, the brand offers the innovative Insight Track service, which is an interactive RFID-enabled digital footwear table where shoppers can compare details such as product benefits, footwear technology, and online customer reviews for any 2 shoes in the store by simply placing them on the table. So to connect with these digital-first living shoppers, startups and businesses must first adopt a mobile-first mindset. Mobile commerce strategy needs to be front and center as the regional popularity of mobile payments is a key market differentiator for APAC consumers. They now expect seamless access to products, services, and experiences. Unlike other regions challenged by shoppers' lack of data exchanges, this group in APAC views data sharing as beneficial, and they are willing to exchange data for more streamlined and personalized marketing and customer experience both online and in real life. Startups and businesses now must also adapt to non-linear customer journeys. So the customer journey now bridges all silos, touchpoints, and devices to create a continuous and streamlined shopping experience, both online and offline. Retail ecosystems need to integrate both the online and offline and work to place the customer and their preferences at the center of the user journey. Startups and businesses should also ensure they're delivering more than a transaction via online shopping. Make customers feel that their attention and time are acknowledged by incorporating reciprocal actions, such as smart notifications and pop-up windows throughout the shopping journey. And these interactions should be designed to make the consumer feel that the business are resonating with their current needs and personal situation through empathetic and authentic ways of communication. As the APAC middle class grows, consumption power and preferences are also fast diversifying. So 36 million consumers are expected to join Southeast Asia's middle class in the next decade. And the country's consuming class is now fast segmenting and diversifying their preferences along new lines. So apart from tiered pricing strategies and strategic markdowns, effective customer segmentation will be key to capturing future growth. Brands and startups should invest in data-driven segmentation to identify core consumer groups and design value propositions to serve these consumer segments better. So next we have the social explorers. So shoppers in APAC are now searching for peer recommendations to show off their purchases, and there has always been a social element to shopping. And now these group of socially minded shoppers are now adding a digital layer to their shopping experience in APAC. They are now looking for hyper-personal and interactive brand experiences online, and their purchase decisions are now driven by new trends, online peer groups, and the influencers they follow on social media. So with shopping now being reinvented with a digital and social layer, a large number of APAC countries are also clocking in higher than global average daily social media usage. So now let's think of it. The global average for social media usage is 2 hours and 25 minutes. But now we're seeing Philippines, which is the world's most social media connected country, the users there now clock in 4 hours and 15 minutes of daily social media usage. And they're followed by Indonesia, who uses 3 hours and 14 minutes of social media usage on a daily basis. And also Malaysia, who clocks in at 3 hours. So from styling tips to home-cooked meals, social media is now providing an authentic, local, and community-driven purchase experience, which is also cultivating an openness in users to try out products and services they come across in their daily feeds. And also, most online purchases in Southeast Asia come from consumers discovering products in their feed rather than intentionally searching for them, according to Facebook and Bain & Company research. This means many users are now browsing randomly and window shopping online for inspiration for their next purchase. Startups and businesses now need to constantly evaluate the online user journey to ensure they are positively influencing consumers in moments of encounter with both the brand and product through social media. So to appear in the feeds of consumers in APAC, micro-influencers who are defined as influencers with fewer than 100,000 followers are now a good place to start. So these are online users who lean into local narratives with authenticity and relatability, and they are the most followed in APAC. Nearly 80% of influencers in Asia are now micro-influencers, and APAC consumers who engage with micro-influencers are also most likely to actually buy and try out a recommended product, according to research. So this means startups and businesses looking to drive conversion through social media channels now need to deep dive into the diversifying tastes of APAC consumers to identify relevant micro-influencers who will be effective in helping drive online presence and also encourage purchases. So unlike in Western markets, where most consumers do their internet shopping with established e-commerce platforms like Amazon or dedicated brand websites, across the Southeast Asia countries, almost close to half of all e-commerce takes place through social media conversations or online messaging apps such as Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, or Line. So this is because in Southeast Asia, not too long ago, people were still shopping traditional retail in markets and stalls and enjoyed haggling and interacting with businesses and vendors. And they are now looking to social commerce where personal conversations are still being facilitated, and they are helping to replicate the sense of interaction that Southeast Asian consumers enjoy and are used to. So take note and expand direct-to-consumer strategies through conversational commerce on social media, engaging shoppers directly with a personal touch through chat and messaging. We're now seeing even luxury brands such as Louis Vuitton and Chanel already tapping chat commerce on the Line app to reach Thai consumers directly since the pandemic started. And also, interest-led communities on social apps are also powering popular group buy business models. So in Singapore, we're seeing group chats on WhatsApp hosting large orders for fan merchandise from the K-pop boy band BTS. Apparel and childcare brands are also tapping the many growing mommy group buys on Telegram and WhatsApp in Singapore, such as Mum for Mum, which has over 1,000 group members. And they're experimenting with also opening their own branded group chats as a direct-to-consumer strategy. So while traditional e-commerce platforms lean towards transactional shopper journeys, consumers are now seeing shopping online as a leisure activity, and they are looking to fun and interaction on social media. So interactive social commerce formats driven by gamification and engaging video content will be key to attracting shoppers and driving conversions. So experiment with mobile content formats such as short videos and gamified posts on Instagram and TikTok, and curate product lists on Instagram highlights, and broadcast live stream product reviews or drops. So to connect with these bunch of social explorers on social media, startups and businesses can explore elements of in-person shopping that local customers feel drawn to and reimagine them for the mobile experience. Consumers are looking for a fun online shopping experience, so be bold in experimenting with new formats and social mechanisms to grow awareness and drive conversions. Also look to personalize the online shopping journey by creating connected social experiences with a human touch, whether through one-on-one messaging or live stream sessions that engage with the audience. Create social interactions that mirror the in-person shopping experience and encourage shoppers to follow their peers through recommendations. Asian shoppers are also now diversifying and opening to explore niche interests and lifestyles. So tap relevant micro-influencers in each market and also vertical interest communities to help drive conversions and extend business reach through user-generated content that resonates among groups that can share similar needs and interests. Online communities also provide opportunities for feedback loops to continue to innovate and meet evolving consumer preferences. And it is very important to think and act local because social media usage varies across countries in the APAC region, with many local-only apps enjoying huge popularity. Ensure your business is visible on the most relevant platforms in each APAC market and deep dive into user insights to ensure content is optimized and resonates. Local commerce and payment options should be available to enable a seamless customer journey. So the next one we have is the virtual escapists. So over 60% of the world's youth are now residing in the APAC region, and they are home to a huge population of digital natives and active gamers. And they are now driving the adoption of metaverse-related innovations locally. Across Southeast Asia, it seems that people are very excited about the prospect of living in a full-on metaverse. Data company Malu surveyed 6,000 individuals across countries, including Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, and the Philippines and Vietnam. And 72% of those surveyed said they had positive feelings towards the metaverse and related technology. So this means the respondents said that they are thinking of a possible and optimistic future to advance human social interaction, and they're looking forward for businesses and startups to facilitate more efficient social opportunities. This means startups and businesses now need to invest in virtual storytelling and immersive sales strategies to convert regional shoppers, and they should look to the entertainment sector as a starting point. So we're now seeing metaverse platforms in the region hosting gamified fan meets and creating virtual theme parks, and they're introducing new user interaction tools to expand access to businesses and products. So shown here is platforms such South Korea metaverse platform Zepeto, who hosts virtual fan meetups, and they present new opportunities for startups and businesses as they look to enter the metaverse. So businesses are now exploring sponsorship and engagement opportunities for immersive co-branded experiences. So shown here is Nike, which sponsored a Playground for All event in Zepeto's virtual Hangang Park. This is a digital twin of a famous South Korean park created by the Korean Tourism Organization, and the brand rolled out virtual billboards with a virtual pop-up where users could try on sneakers from its new collection and let audiences participate in sporting quests. So let's take a look at the demonstration. So this certainly seems like a very interesting way to experiment with engaging with consumers and also branded virtual products. So while NFTs were seen as a revenue stream when they initially gained momentum, they're now treated as reward schemes as they evolve. A new generation of fansumers, which are a combo of fans and consumers, are now being cultivated as businesses are extending creative control to fans via tokens and NFTs. And this is allowing them to unlock exclusive content and benefits. So well-known music festival Coachella in California has launched its first set of collectible NFTs. This collection includes 10 lifetime passes to the festival in the form of a digital Coachella key. So these NFTs will enable the holders to go to Coachella every year, and in addition to this lifetime pass, NFT holders will also gain exclusive access to Coachella-produced virtual experiences and front row tickets, as well as join in celebrity chef dinners. There is also Sing Sing, which is a community-driven NFT marketplace from Vietnam, which lets singers connect with superfans via music NFTs. It has also launched its Super Pass NFT passport, which allows fans to unlock benefits in-platform and in real life, such as exclusive music content, merchandise, and VIP tickets. So amid the shift in fandom and also with the rise of the ownership economy, brands and businesses should get ready for more interest in decentralized or headless brands, which can empower consumers to feel like stakeholders and reimagine co-creation, resale, and even loyalty in the process. So brands and businesses are also exploring ways to extend the digital into the physical by offering exclusive experiences that can incentivize and reward NFT purchases. So wildly popular NFT community Bored Ape Yacht Club, for example, invited their NFT owners to join an in-real-life party, providing the community with an exclusive bonding experience. So startups and businesses should learn from this experience and give consumers who hold their NFTs access to regular incentives that can validate their purchase. Many users will also want to have the ability to redeem NFTs for physical version. So shown here is Kenzo, luxury brand Kenzo, who launched 100 Vogue flower NFTs, which granted owners exclusive access to limited edition collections by the fashion brand's new designer, Nijo. So providing top-of-the-line experiences and getting creative with the delivery of the NFTs and physical products will be the next frontier of building brand loyalty and digital exclusivity. So for startups and businesses who want to engage with these bunch of virtual escapists, look to the entertainment industry for inspiration. So globally and in APAC, the metaverse is developing rapidly with the entertainment industry now leading the way. From experimenting with virtual items and platforms such as Zepeto, businesses and brands are now developing a permanent presence via virtual LAN and gaming collaborations. And startups and businesses should look to the entertainment sector for more ideas and stay up to date with new developments. The metaverse is also offering opportunities for startups and businesses to tell stories in ways previously unimaginable, from digital fashion to virtual parties and virtual concert experiences. Businesses now must flex their creativity and communicate with consumers to unlock digital awe. Treasure hunts and mini gaming quests are key to drive fan and user engagement, and long-term community-led experiences that encourage social interaction among fansumers themselves and between businesses and their loyal fans will now be key. It's also important to give consumers a reason to connect. A new generation of shoppers will now need to be incentivized to engage with the metaverse, offer VIP access to immersive events, or the ability to participate in the creative building process. Authenticity and new forms of exclusivity and access will be important strategies to creating and maintaining loyalty in this emerging digital space. So this is all I have for you today. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, today we actually wrap up the trends from Web3, the newcomers, and also the Taiwan systematic innovation into a new scope. So thank you all for joining today, and please keep following TechOrange. We'll keep focusing on all the industry innovations trends in the future. Thank you all for coming today. Thank you.